Hi, Jared. Sorry about that. I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, no problem at all, John. No problem. I'm glad you could join. So this is our second go at this since I didn't listen and went ahead and tried the iPad anyway. Thought it automatically would connect and record, but it didn't. So I'm recording now. We can.
Last time they said I would see a record in the upper right-hand corner. Oh, I do see it. I do see that record.
You see the record now?
Life is good.
Okay, good. Good. So
yes,
I won't bug you this the third time then. So this should be it for us. So real quick, what are your some of the best practices you use for promoting effective discussions? Still there? You froze up on me, John. Still there?
Okay, you're moving again.
Do you have it? My internet's creeping out on me for some reason. Are you still there?
Yeah.
John, you there?
I am here.
Okay. I'm having connectivity issues today for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on. So
one of the downfalls of technology.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those days. Must be the wind or something. I don't know. Maybe it's overheating because it's warm. Do you have any questions for me that we're supposed to cover today?
Well, let me see if I can find my notes from the last time. And
sure.
Do you know how many people can be involved in a Zoom discussion?
You know, I don't. Do you know? Have you been on a multiple room one or?
This is the first time. This class is the first time I've ever played with that. I haven't gone to meeting either.
Yeah, this is my first group. I think if I remember right, with GoToMeeting, our max was like I'm going to say 16 or 28 or something like that until the network gets overwhelmed.
So you divide your class into groups and.
Yeah, and everybody can join just like this with clicking on a link via email, and they have meeting rooms and everything just the same.
I think the big problem with discussion with this is that teachers have this tendency to monopolize. And kids or students, I guess I should say, since I'm teaching at the college level now, kind of wait until they give the correct answer.
Sure. Yeah, I think you can definitely run into that. Just kind of sometimes instructors mistakenly use this as just a lecturing pulpit, and they just garb out the information and let the students digest it. But I think also, this is a good opportunity for kind of playing pitch and catch with your students, throwing some ideas and some questions out there and kind of seeing what comes back at you and kind of fostering some dialogue that way based on kind of what your students are telling you.
And of course, we talked last time that the more open-ended questions we ask, the better it is, other than yes, no, or
right, yes, no, because that'll shut down discussion really quickly.
Yeah.
That'll make for a long class.
If there's only one answer, well, I liked his answer. We're going from there.
Sure. Yeah, there's no discussion that way at all.
And in a blended class, the kids would know each other, I would guess, mostly from the in-class discussion. But if your class was entirely online, I guess you'd have them introduce themselves and read each other, make sure they've read their biography.
Mm-hmm.
I just went to class reunion, and I'm going, who are you again? And so not sure how good the biography would be. If they know each other and feel safe with each other, discussion will go a whole lot easier.
Sure, yeah, definitely personalizes it a little bit more. Just you don't get that face-to-face actual classroom time together. But another question it looks like they have as far as what are some of the ways you personally can use feedback to promote dialogue. I always like to see kind of what the students have coming in as far as giving me feedback like, hey, you're talking too much about this, or we don't understand why you're emailing me this information. What do you mean by that? What exactly do we need? And that kind of opens up, if the students will let us know, give me some feedback, whether positive or negative, I can kind of, especially at Brown Mackey, the month-to-month format, I can always kind of model and rehone my class based on what I'm learning the previous month. And the goal is that I get better every month, because if I'm not getting better every month, I'm either really thick-headed, or I'm not getting the right kind of feedback, or maybe a good combination of both. So
none of us are perfect.
Right.
That desire to improve is extremely important. Getting not only giving feedback to students, but getting it from them. And some of them are apt to talk in face-to-face situation or on Zoom as opposed to writing things out. I know course evaluations, I do the IDEA survey, and very few comments are actually made by students.
Sure. Yeah. That's been my experience too. It seems like sometimes you almost have to pull the comments out of them. They'll do the bare minimum if you let them. It's always valuable to get that feedback and to ask the questions and get that feedback that you need so you can improve. Otherwise, you don't really know where you're slipping up unless the students are just not meeting expectations, and then you have a whole different ball of wax you have to deal with, whether you're not getting the format out there that they need, getting the information, whether it's a retention issue. There's a whole bunch of things it could be if you don't have feedback as far as what the students are getting out of your class. So
one of the nice things to do in discussions is to teach them how to paraphrase. I heard you say this. Am I correct? Before they go.
Right. Yeah. Tossing that back at them, reaffirming it, and making sure that they're on the same page, rather than just assuming that they're grasping everything that you're talking about. Because sometimes I'll say
what each other are saying too.
I'll say some things sometimes, and I'm like, I'll step back and I'm like, what did I just say there? If I was a student, I would be completely confused right now. So I think it's definitely important to, like I said,
over them going, this is not a good sign.
Right. Yeah, you get the deer in the headlights look. That's not a good thing to happen. So
I see that you have a conference call coming up. So
yeah, I gotta.
Hopefully this will be good enough.
I think so. I think Doug's just wanting to, us to kind of get our feet wet with this. And this is actually, thanks to me, this is actually our second time together. So we may be a little more seasoned than most.
Anymore this month. I don't see very.
The first one was a practice, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good.
I didn't follow the instructions, but I appreciate you coming back on with me, John, and helping me get this taken care of. And I will definitely make sure to send this in, the recording this time. It'll actually be there. And I think we should be good to go. So
sounds good.
I appreciate it, John.
Patron. Thank you.
Good afternoon, okay?